Okay, so today we're going to be looking at the Lasso Tool and how to control it a little bit better. So over here, this is your Lasso Tool, and the Lasso Tool is basically a free-flowing selection tool. So I can kind of make a shape, just nice and free-flowing, as you can see, with my pen. And then it creates a selection when I pick up my pen. So once again, just nice, and it just follows my pen, like so, and it creates that selection as soon as I let my pen off. Now, with the selection tool, what you do a lot of the times with the selection tool is you're selecting something, say this right here, and I'm going to move it. So if I do hit the V button, you can see little scissors comes up, and I just pick that up and I can move it, just like that. What I did is over here I put my background as red, so you can see very easily when I'm selecting something and moving it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do Command D, that deselects my selection, and I'm just going to do Command Option Z a couple times, and it brings it right back. So controlling our lasso tool. So once again, whatever selection we'd like to make, we can just free flow and do it. So I'm going to go Command D to deselect that. But what if we mess up on our shape? So let's say I'm wanting to select this right here, but oops, I messed that up. Well, we can take away from the selection by clicking on the Alt key, just like that, and you'll see right next to your little lasso tool, you'll see a minus sign right there. Anytime I'm selecting this, you'll see a little minus sign. So what that means is it's going to take away from the selection that I'm just taking, that I'm currently selecting. So it holds on to the original selection, but it'll allow me to take away from that selection. But what if, say I take away too much and I want to add to that selection? Well, all we have to do is hit the Shift key, and now we're able to add right onto that selection, just like that. Same thing goes if we want to add another selection along with that selection, but even if it's not connected. So I can make a selection here. As long as I'm holding that Shift key down, it'll do it. If I let go of the Shift key, however, all my other selections are removed and a new selection is brought up. So let me do a Command Option Z, and it'll bring my selections right back up. So once again, I'm going to hit L, make sure I have my lasso tool selected, or you can hit it over here in your little tools palette. Shift to add to my selections. Alt to take away from those selections. Just like that. I'm going to do a Command deselect. Another little fun thing is, let's say I want this straight line that runs right up through here. Well, I can either try to go it just like this and then go, or maybe I'll zoom in just a little bit so we can kind of see what's happening here. Command D, deselect. Or I click right on that edge, right? I'm going to bring it around, and then I'm going to stop right on that edge again. Now all I'm going to do, without my hand even touching anything, I'm just going to lift up. And you can see the lasso automatically makes a straight line from the point I started to the point I ended. So once again, if I do it over here, and I'm just going to let go, no hands here, and it makes a straight line from the point I started to the point I ended. Of course, you can use other selection tools, like polygonal selection tool. That's going to make you do a lot easier straight lines, but of course when you get to here, a little bit of problems. But if you're like me, I like to use the just the lasso tool, and that will allow me to get some of these selections that I want. Then Shift and maybe come around here, get some of these a little bit harder selections. I can zoom in. And get some of these like that, and I'll just keep at it until I get something I want. If I make that little mistake. I get too much. Once again, I go back to my Alt and take that selection away. If you're interested in more Photoshop basics, you can go to my Gumroad store and take a look at my Photoshop basics tutorial. Very cheap, $2, and it's about an hour and a half, and it goes over a lot of these tools in Photoshop to help give you a base so you can start working through Photoshop a little bit easier, making your art more fun. So hopefully you'll stop by, take a look at it. If you like this tutorial, like it, subscribe, visit some of my other stores. Just look in the description. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, guys.